Is the Census Bureau had initially planned that they needed 5 months to do the post-data collection processing. Then they revised that to 6 months as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And now they're planning to do it in 2.5 months. Um, and there's a number of very important activities that have to happen there. For example, duplicate enumerations need to be removed from the census. Um, Erroneous self responses also need to be identified, potential, and remediated. And very, very importantly, this period includes a number of checks that should be carried out to make sure that the computer programs the Census Bureau is using are carried out accurately. So, what we do know from what the Census Bureau has said is that in order to meet this truncated schedule, they have eliminated 21 days of an operation that would identify and remediate computer errors. So I just can't imagine what would happen if the Census Bureau made a serious computer error that would affect apportionment and then discovered it well after the apportionment counts had been released. I think that would be terrible. Now let me talk about measures of quality. The Census Bureau has put out several measures at the national level of completion rates. Those do not translate into high quality data. So, for example, the 1990 census had a very, very high completion rate, much higher than the 2000 and the 2010 census, and if anything, higher than the current 2020 census. However, the undercounts measured for the 1990 census were much, much larger than the undercounts measured for the 2000 census and the 2010 census. The 99.9% statistic doesn't tell you anything about the quality of the enumeration of each individual household that was counted. Arturo brought this point up, others have brought this point up. Now, are there indicators that could be used to understand the quality of the census? Well, yes. The American Statistical Association recently released recommendations for quality indicators that the Census Bureau could produce that would allow stakeholders to assess the fitness for use of the census data for apportionment, redistricting, and other uses. And I would strongly urge that the Census Bureau follow the recommendations of the American Statistical Association.